Hey guys, it's Ardo. Today I wanted to talk a bit about Planetside 2 and the future of Daybreak games. Planetside 2 has been my favorite video game for a long time now, and with good reason, since it's the only open-world MMO FPS on the market. The game has some of the most intense combat in any shooter and tons of variety in gameplay. When I judge if a game is worth its price, I always have Planetside 2 in mind, because it has all of these awesome features and it's still free to play. When the world was praising Overwatch as the game of the century, I was looking to Planetside 2 and thought, $60? That's at most a $30 game. The game came out in 2012 and swapped hands from Sony Online Entertainment to Daybreak Games in 2015, and with that came a large reduction in the developer team size. Daybreak, or Sony Online Entertainment, has released some gems like EverQuest 1 and 2, DC Universe Online, and H1Z1, but they really haven't been established as a good video game developing company. DC Universe Online is a fantastic DC MMORPG, but it's not quite interesting enough to keep you going for too long. EverQuest is the same way. Planetside 2 suffers from slow progression, but the combat is so much fun that grinding for new weapons or attachments never feels like a grind. H1Z1 has two halves, King of the Kill and Just Survive. Just Survive is basically DayZ, while King of the Kill was the first dedicated Battle Royale game, so it got a lot of attention. It had some problems like poor performance, but the game really took a hit when PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds took off. H1Z1 still has a ton of players and is much cheaper than PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, but it doesn't seem to have much of a future. Herein lies the problem. Daybreak Games titles are slowly but surely dying. Planetside 2 player count is way down from what it was in the past, but it isn't falling off quickly enough to kill the game completely. It barely gets content updates because the devs team is so small, and they mostly worry about minor base changes instead of major content updates. This is coupled with an old game engine and the fact that it soaks up way more CPU resources than necessary, and suddenly Planetside 2 doesn't look like a promising game. How do you fix this? I love Planetside 2, and I hate to see it abandoned, but the only true solution is to abandon it, if there's any hope for the franchise to continue. If Daybreak plays their cards right, they could become a serious AAA developer here. Dedicate all available resources to creating Planetside 3 with an updated engine, a better, redesigned progression system where completing certain objectives rewards you with a gun or something similar, and 1 to 2 large and very detailed continents with a variety in base design. The 4 continents in Planetside 2 have a combined land area smaller than Washington, D.C. You can't really call these continents, so if Daybreak Games were to come up with a truly impressive game map or two, it would really perfect the experience, and maybe even break some world records. If PC, Xbox One, and PS4, and put a $40 to $60 price tag with only visual microtransactions, you've got yourself a ticket to success. Everyone I've shown the game has enjoyed the experience, and even the people who sit and play Call of Duty all day will agree with me. Just follow my instructions, Daybreak, and you've got yourself a real rival to Battlefield. As long as Daybreak Games continues to make money off of Planetside 2, even with this minuscule dead team, they will probably disregard the idea of Planetside 3. Unfortunately, the game may have to die for them to start work on another. Now, I don't claim to be a game developer, and I don't know how limited Daybreak Games is when it comes to the amount of developers they could take on to make another game, but from how I look at it, this sort of move just makes sense. Planetside 2's future is a very important thing to me, and Daybreak should really get on to making it brighter. If you have any opinions on this, share them in the comments below. If you agree, go ahead and share the video with your friends to get this out there. Who knows, maybe it'll reach Daybreak and they'll get to work. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.